Hi everyone, All India Round 1 and State Round 1 results are out. Congratulations to all of you who have taken a seat. For the rest too, there are multiple rounds to come in and hopefully there will be better seats available over the next few rounds too. This is a quick initial session before we get into the allotment mapping demo. If you are purely looking at the allotment mapping demo, possibly we will start this. We are conducting it like a detailed session, so we will start this around half an hour later after we take you through the basics of how to look at data. So basically there are a lot of queries on how to use the tool, one, and what are the decisions that I need to, what are the data points that I need to look at when I am looking at further rounds. So some will exist in the form of rules, penalties, how do I manage my counseling, travel, etc., which are outside the system, outside the purview of data. Second, there will be a set of information which is available with you in terms of All India Round 1. Allotment is a PDF. Similarly, multiple PDFs that are available or data in ZyNerd which is available. So here we will take you through how to approach that entire part of one, the rules part, and second, the data part. Why do we need to approach it? We will also take you through that. One, in terms of the curiosity factor, obviously we would like to know what would happen later and what seats I would get. Second, in terms of the actual reason why you need to do it, which is decisions. The only thing that you are going to do that will impact your further allotments is one, decisions in terms of choices that you are going to fill, and decisions in terms of what counselings you are going to go ahead with and fill in your choices, and that financial seat allotment decision that will impact financial cost related implications as well as majorly your seat decisions, what seat you are going to get at the end of the counselling. So basically your decisions are towards one, in terms of choices that you are going to fill. That is the only thing that you can do, and if you do it right, you might be able to get a better seat. Second, in terms of understanding the rules on how to manage the entire counselling. Both depend upon the rules as well as the data. The decisions on these depend upon the rules as well as the data. We will take you through that. Here we will actually take you through closing ranks too again when we start the demo, half an hour later or possibly around that time, and then allotment mapping and rank scan. The video will also be available for ZyNerd subscribers exclusively after this session. There we will also, going beyond this video, this is more of a demo on what we do. Beyond this video, we just in the stage of round 1, right? Beyond this, the major decision making time would be All India Round 2. We are in All India Round 1 versus State Round 1 versus All India Round 2, where there is not much of a decision to make. But after All India Round 2 results, major decisions need to be made. At that point in time, allotment mapping in ZyNerd will be helpful for you. Now currently, you can get ready with the information. Decisions basically are to be made versus what will I get. Now what will I get? These are predictions towards it. Now if you are looking at data, you would look at last year what happened, why positive or negative shifts, what will happen in further rounds, will I get a seat in further rounds. These are all very critical in terms of getting you to the next rounds, to have that confidence to get you to the next rounds. But all these, if you look at data, analyze everything, all these will culminate to what choices you make. Basically. So you can look at, you have a lot of queries or will I get it in round 3, etc. Those will satisfy your curiosity, but you spend a lot of time, 70-75% time on what I will get and miss out on what choices you are going to fill and looking at the rules. This time is not going to impact anything. This is the time that's time spent on decisions is going to impact the later rounds, correct? So here I am filling choices for round 2 of All India Counselling. The next stage, all the state round 1s you would have filled choices. 90% of states are complete except for 1 or 2. Now, the next step is filling for All India round 2. If I am attending only All India Counselling, if I am attending only state counselling, my options are very straightforward. I just need to know the rules of the particular counselling and go ahead and fill choices that I wish to join. Pretty straightforward. Only deciding on which choices I wish to join is a consideration. Here, there might be something beyond it. Basically, I might restrict my choices in a particular counselling so that I go on to the next round, because that counselling does not have a free exit or does not allow me to participate in the next round. So, if I am attending multiple counsellings like All India and my state counselling, or I am attending 3-4 state counsellings, I am not looking at All India, I am looking at private seats only, deemed as higher cost for me, I am looking at state 1 versus state 2 or 3 states. Now, in these scenarios, what I do in round 2 is very critical because that impacts my eligibility for the further rounds for all the states or for all India. So that becomes very critical. I might be required to not fill in all the choices, also restrict my choices in certain cases, correct? So that is very important, and for that effort needs to go more than will I get this, correct? So what would be the strategy for these, and does this have anything to do with closing ranks of previous rounds? This seat closed at this particular rank, will this impact my choices? Maybe, may not be, but that you decide based on the data. What data or information will help me in decision? So right now I am in a stage where I have got a state round 1 or an all India round 1 seat. At the end of round 1s, you would hold any one of these seats or no seats, correct? These are the 3 states you can be in. Now, which data or information should I look for now to take decisions for the future? And same with every round further. When I complete my all India round 2, what would be the data that I am going to look for? That clarity needs to be there. So just like that, looking at all sets of data may result in some the time that possibly the crucial time being left out, especially after all India round 2, when everything happens quick. State round 2s will also be done, and you have to look at rules. Right now, if you plan for it, it will be better. We will look into allotment mapping. If you just joined us a little late, we will look into allotment mapping demo half an hour later. We will be just looking at these, so that when we look at allotment mapping demo, these parts are very clear and we can correlate to the factors. One factor, closing rank of previous rounds. Should I expand my choices? Towards should I expand my choices? Right from the beginning, we have been telling everyone that if you are willing to join a seat in this year 2024, I am going to join a seat, please fill the choice right from round 1. Don't miss out choices assuming that last year this closed here. Closing ranks are for reference of evaluation, but please fill out all the choices that you wish to join. Around 6-7 of your videos we would have mentioned that. But let us say you missed out and now you feel that, okay, I could have included an anesthesiologist choice, I stopped with pediatrics assuming that this is how it will happen. This time there has been a slight negative shift. It may be compensated in later rounds, but there has been a negative shift. Should I include anesthesiology in the next round? So closing ranks of previous rounds make a difference in terms of recalibrating, relooking at what you have done and whether it is right or not. And in case there is a negative shift or a positive shift, should I still go ahead and add on a lot of choices which is better, which I missed, which too we have mentioned. Don't miss out a better choice too. State round 1 rules and all India round 2 rules, state round 2 rules, and so on. So from the time of state round 1, there are counselings that you may be exiting out of because you made a wrong decision. Like for example, let us say I make a wrong decision of putting in a choice in Kerala round 1. When we ran the Kerala video, we mentioned that Kerala round 1 is not free exit, or if you don't join a Kerala round 1 allotted seat or join and resign, then you don't have Kerala round 2. You are not eligible for Kerala round 2. So right from state round 1, if the state does not have a free exit rule, Kerala or Jammu and Kashmir, or let us say certain West Bengal on resignation, not on non-joining, but after joining and resigning, you will not be able to go to the next round. Uttar Pradesh has an impact in trail eligibility. So these impacts start from round 1 for states. For many of the states, it's free exit, but for some of the states, there are complicated rules over here. So that part we will need to start understanding. What will happen on my decisions on an allotted state round 1 seat. If you are not allotted in a state, no problem at all. Obviously, you will be eligible for the round 2. No issues on that. That too we will come to. All India round 2 rules. All India round 2 rules, meaning who is eligible for All India round 2? Everyone is eligible for All India round 2. We have been clarifying it multiple times. Whatever be your state status, you will be eligible for All India round 2. You will get an allotment, except for those who said, I went into All India round 1, joined the seat and said I did not want to upgrade. So except for this set who themselves decided not to upgrade, rest of them are eligible. But beyond All India round 2, what are my rules? If I retain an All India round 1 seat, if I get a better All India round 2 seat, can I move on to state round 2? What are the timelines? Some of these may not be available now, but listing down all those factors. 1, what is the rule of resignation? 2, what are the timelines? We have run through, we have taken everyone through all the rules in the ZyNerd exclusive videos. So in case you are going through that, the state round 2 rules and All India round 2 rules. State round 2 with respect to eligibility. Can an All India round 2 join candidate then go ahead and join a state round 2 allotted seat? Will the timelines work for that? So those rules and so on make a difference. So basically this also is very, very critical. So at least in a sheet of paper, after looking at the videos, list down every state. This is my state name, Karnataka, round 2 Karnataka. If I want to participate, my documents have to be with KE. I have to submit my documents, no other go. Now this given, I have another sheet which says All India round 2 joint candidates. Can they participate in Karnataka? As of now, not clear. Karnataka will put up the second round notification. Same for, let us say, Tamil Nadu. All India round 2 joint candidates. Can they participate in TN or Maharashtra? Joint candidates. This is my All India sheet. I have my TN sheet which says yes, they can participate if you join. But only consideration is the results should be published before the resignation deadline. So All India round 2 I can join, wait for the resignation deadline. If the results are published, then I can go there. So for each state, if you are able to put down all the factors in a sheet of paper, then that will be good. This also depends upon whether you hold a seat or not. Now here, exit rules are very important. Can I participate in further rounds if I don't take a state round 2 joint seat? Will I be able to participate in state round 3? Those rules. Upgradation possibility for state round 2 to state round 3. I join a state round 2 seat. Can I move on to state round 3 seat as a better seat? Will I be able to move on? That is the next query. So now this is also an important query because Karnataka does not allow if you have a clinical seats. Karnataka does not allow if you are allotted a clinical seat. Some states allow but with security deposit forfeiture. Some states like Rajasthan have a strange rule saying security deposit will be forfeited. So those are very, very critical in terms of understanding upgradation possibility, etc. Original document submission is required. Before I attend the state round 2, does the state require me to provide original documents? Some states like, let us say, RIMS Impal has an offline counselling. Now most of the states have moved on to online counselling. Some states, let us say, has an offline counselling. NEET asked me to come there or in a hybrid mode. Will I need my original documents? In that case, All India round 2, if I have joined, will I have my original documents with me? I will not have in case it is an MDMS seat. If it is a DNB seat, can I resign? All those questions need to be addressed. Security deposit forfeiture if I don't join an allotted seat, and seat leaving penalty. When does the seat leaving penalty usually come in? In most of the cases, the seat leaving penalty, or what is the seat leaving penalty? This seat is going to lapse and nobody is going to join the seat for the next 3 years. Usually this is what is course discontinuation or seat leaving penalty. Therefore, I put there is a seat leaving penalty which is levied, which is to the tune of 3 lakhs, 10 lakhs or even up to 50 lakhs. Or 3 years course fee. Let us say deemed 50 lakh fee, 1.5 crores. When does this become applicable? Usually after round 3s only, or when round 3 start, the timeline when round 3 start. For your state, it might be difficult. We have different. We have already shared that for all the states where we have put up rules. So this seat leaving penalty starts at this stage. For a round 2 non-joining, seat leaving penalty is usually not applicable in any state. Seat leaving penalty to the tune of 50 lakhs, 30 lakhs is not applicable. Maybe 1.5 lakhs, that will be the penalty. That is a security deposit that you paid. But this penalty of 50 lakhs, when is it applicable? That needs to be clear as well, so that you don't mismanage that part. Don't, for any proper upgradation, All India round 2 institute to All India round 3 is allowed as per MCC. For a proper upgradation, no seat leaving penalty in any state. This seat leaving penalty, bond, where you submit a bond or your whatever 30 lakhs, 40 lakhs, that will not be applicable for any proper upgradation. A state allows state R2 to state R3. Maximum they can see is again provide a security deposit, which is possibly 2 lakhs or so. But there will be no seat leaving penalty of 10 lakhs applicable just because you upgrade properly from state round 2 to state round 3. So those understandings need to be there so that you are comfortable and confident about moving on to the next round. Timelines of allotments. When will my round 2 results come? Already Maharashtra has shared the entire till round 3 schedule, which is very good. They might modify it a bit, but at least there is some information available for us. West Bengal has done it very good. There is some information for us on what might be the expected timeline. Basis that we know that for Maharashtra, state round 2, if I join, my resignation deadline is 3rd of Jan, I guess. You can check the dates. But All India round 3 results are going to be 4th of Jan. Now there is a confusion here, but at least I am clear that there is a confusion and I have to do something about it with the authority, or I have to manage it accordingly. Whether there is a problem, but at least we know that there is a problem exists, I know that, and then I can take a decision. When there is no information, without any information, I will take a blind decision, and that may not work out, and that is a risk. Here at least we know there is a problem, so we know that we will be looking at the change in the state round 2 resignation deadlines and then move on. So deadlines and timelines, wherever it has been put up on round 2, all India round 2 resignation deadline, right now round 1 we had a big relief, they had provided the deadlines on the day of 28th actually. Round 2 resignation timeline, when will it come up? Will I get my documents back in the right time for joining state round 2? That you need to keep following up and at least look at the deadlines. And eligibility for stray. Uttar Pradesh round 1 you are allotted, you are not eligible for stray. So such whether you join or not, you might be eligible for round 2 and round 3, but not eligible for stray. And Andhra Pradesh, once you are allotted in round 1, you are not eligible for stray. You are not eligible. But for all India, if you are allotted in round 1, you take a free exit, still stray's eligibility is not impacted. You will still be able to go to stray, and that is only based on all India round 3 allotment and state round 3 joining, not based on all India round 1 free exit. That doesn't have anything to do with all India eligibility. So such scenarios you will have to look at. Now this is one part and possibly not a major part, because this is crackable. You just sit down, write down the rules. Some confusion will exist in this, but you will be able to get the rules. But as you move forward in each round, at least some notification will come up. Then there is the data part. This is what we will be covering in today's session in detail on looking at allotment mapping. We will take a few queries from you on allotment mapping as well, on how to look at data, because the data that we have put up is whatever we have. We have tried to map every allotment with every allotment. We don't know what all possibilities exist. Multiple scenarios may come up. We will take you through some of those that we are aware of. But every year candidates come up with different types of analysis to tell us that this was possible through this data. So it is at that level. We will try our level best to give as much as possible, but beyond that too, you can possibly look at different scenarios. Negative shift versus positive shift. We will explain this first to start with. So what is a negative shift? What is a positive shift? Obviously you will know what is a negative shift, positive shift. This is for this set of candidates who possibly are still confused on what to consider as a negative shift and what to consider as a positive shift. This is a quick analysis of what is a negative shift and what is a positive shift. So now if you look at here, we are taking Maharashtra State GS General Surgery 2023 and then 2024. Whenever we are looking at a shift, we can look at it two ways. One, I am looking at 2023 data and comparing it with 2024 data. So I am taking 2023 and then comparing it with 2024. The right reference possibly is 2023 round 1 versus 2024 round 1, right? Because after round 1 there might have been, what happens after 2023 round 1? We are taking Maharashtra State GS General Surgery state seat, correct? State round 1 we are comparing. Now when we are taking state round 1, after this 2023 state round 1, there would have been a lot of candidates who have moved to all India round 2. Then state round 2 would have been better, right? Because vacancies are created, people moving on to all India round 2, then state round 2 is better. So if I am going to compare state round 2 versus 2024 round 2, that might not be the right reference. What I will start with at least is 2023 round 1 versus 2024 round 1. Now I take open seats. This is also category wise and quota wise. We need to understand that this is category quota wise. The reason why ZyNerd has these four, category, quota, institute and course, is this forms a seat in any state. That is why we have this. This is a unique, in the closing ranks you will see this combination only in one record, and that is a unique record because it is one seat, and one seat in the sense one choice, and that the number of seats may vary within that choice. So in State GS Mumbai, in general surgery under government quota open, in the state counselling, you had 3 seats in 2023 round 1 in general category, and again 3 seats in 2024 round 1. Now where did this close? This we have taken the state rank. This closed at state rank 128 in 2023 round 1. So 128 was the last rank candidate to take up this particular seat. Now here it closed at 178 in 2024 round 1. So the person who was 178 possibly was thinking earlier that 128 it would have closed last year. Maybe I may not get it, or there might be only a minor possibility. Now what has happened is this person has got his choice of State GS General Surgery in Maharashtra government quota under the open category, and this candidate possibly is happy now, right? It was supposed to close at 128 based on last year. Now it has gone up by another 50 ranks. That is an advantage for this person, and that means a positive shift. A positive shift is a seat going to still lower ranks. Lower ranks means numerically higher. 128 it closed, now 178 it has gone on to. So that is a positive shift. Now the same thing can be looked at in a slightly different perspective too. You can also take the 2023 round 3. Round 3, why are we taking? Because round 3 is the last upgradable round. Beyond that, it is a lucky round, or basically that is a round which carries a lot of risk. So all the allotments, we will be looking at the last upgradable round for the state. In Maharashtra, the last upgradable round was round 3. So here it closed at 156. Even beyond that, it has gone now to 2024 round 1. So that is one way to look at the shift, but we usually do a round 1 versus round 1 comparison. That is a right reference point. Now, when we are looking at the next question, now it has closed at 178, 3 seats are there under the open category. Will there be a shift? There is a common question saying, will there be a shift? Will it happen? Now when we are saying shift, what does that mean? I know that already this is closed at 178. The shift could mean 2024 round 1 to state round 1 to 2024 state round 2, will there be a movement? This we will look at allotment mapping on how to look at that. What is a movement? Movement is, I am looking at SAGS general surgery. 178 is not concerned about it. I am a lower ranker at 190 rank, let us say. I am looking for SAGS general surgery seat to reach me in further rounds. Will there be a shift is what I am looking at. That is one part. Second part is, let us say this shift happens, will it be similar to what happened last year? There was a 28 rank shift, 128 to 156 it moved on. Will it move on to the another 28 ranks? 28 ranks, it is not the right reference at all. It is one candidate possibly who left this seat, and the next candidate who was interested was 28 ranks ahead. It might have been 129 who was interested and the person would have got the seat, but it was 28. It may not replicate exactly the same way. But what are the chances of at least one person leaving the seat like last year? Last year, one person left, therefore in round 2, 156 got it. This one person might have got a better seat in All India round 2. So that is the next part. Whether I am looking at a shift between 2024 round 1 to 2024 round 2. That is a part. Now when we are looking at shifts, some candidates might ask a different reference to. This is a third factor that you can look at. Some candidates might have a different reference to. So here I am looking at, let us say, EWS seats. It is a very, very difficult thing to predict. First, because it is a one seat choice. Whenever there is a one seat choice, predictions are very difficult. Whenever there is a 20 seat choice, predictions are a little easier on what might happen later. Whenever it is a one seat choice, obviously predictions are very difficult, because now you can see that 277 was the closing rank in 2024 round 1, 2023 round 1, 277, one seat of EWS was there. Now 2024, nobody till 323 was interested in that seat. After 156, after 178 got closed, nobody till 323 who was an EWS candidate was interested in SAGS first or got better seats. So 2024 round 1 it closed at 323. Now this is all what you know. Now the query is, am I expecting a shift? If I am expecting a shift, it purely depends upon whether 323 wants 3 SAGS general surgery or not. This is a very, very not predictable thing. It is very difficult, because unless you connect with 323, you don't know whether he or she is actually opting for a better seat. If the candidate doesn't opt, none of the data points are relevant. There is absolutely no relevance. For single seat choices, that might be a limitation when you are looking at data. But what you might possibly be, your question is, here it is 323, last time there was a 200 rank shift, 277 to 488. Let us say this is a 10 seat choice, then maybe will that 200 rank shift happen, 323 to 523 happen. That is the second query. Basically looking at 2023 round 2, what will be 2024 round 2? Not between 2023 round 1 and round 2. So that comparing this shift Will there be another shift or a positive shift over here? That is the second part that we look at. So basically you look at shift in two ways: state round 2 of 2023 versus state round 2 of 2024, or this year's shift. From here, will I get a better seat? I know that it is 178. Will it move on to my rank, which is 190 in round 2? Primary concern should be this. But you can use this data in certain cases where there are more than 10 seats. We will show that during the closing ranks. We will take up a Kasturba general surgery example, which is a good example that we use every year to show whether there might be a possibility of shift or how to actually correlate that. This can be predicted, but still can't be predicted, but some data might be carried over later. It also has a category reference. For example, this open seat candidates, this is a direct reference. For EWS or OBC candidates, not only this, but any shift in open seats to a higher ranker, to a lower ranker, to another ranker, might create an opportunity for this EWS candidate to move on to the open seat. So that also might be a possibility. And also based on one or two candidates' preference. Anywhere, even here, this 3 candidates never move, nothing happens. So that we will not be able to do. So the right thing to do is, I have not got ZGS general surgery, I am ranked 190. Similarly, I have not got 5 of my other choices above. Among all those, what might be the possibility is what you need to move on to, right? All my choices above my rank, take all those choices. ZGS 3 people may still stay. But above that, there is another institute which closed. That 3 will also stay. Another choice. Those 3 will also stay. All of them happening without giving you a chance, very, very less chance, right? Among the 20 seats that closed above you, at least some might flow through, correct? So you take 5-6 choices, 20-30 candidates, then look at allotment mapping, you will have a reference. We will come to that. So next we will take a query on why would decisions need to be made. Now, where are decisions going to be made? That is also very critical. A Tamil Nadu candidate, possibly we will take an example of a Tamil Nadu candidate who expected similar to 2023 in state round 1. 2023, TN closed at a particular rank. Let us say it closed at 1100. Surgery seats, BC open closed at 1100. Now, 2024, this closed at 875 or something, let us say. This is a what shift? The candidate was expecting a rank at a seat at 1100, let us say 1070 or 1075, 1100. But now it is, this is an example, now this has closed at 875, which means there is a negative shift. A 220, 250 rank negative shift has happened. 200 rank negative shift has happened, possibly 200 rank negative shift has happened. Which means the seat has not come up to my rank when I thought that that seat will be available. There has been a negative shift. But this candidate, possibly 1100, was earlier expecting a far higher rank based on their all India rank. The candidate was expecting 1300, 1400, but ended up getting 1100, which is a part that has got missed out. And there are more service candidates now in front of this rank compared to last year, where they were there are lesser service candidates and more non-service candidates over here, and lesser other candidates, lesser service candidates, which means there is higher competition at 1100 this year compared to last year. So that is a factor. Now, why do I need to get this factor done? See here, when I look at it, I am looking at, okay, so when I look at it, I am looking at all India ranks too here. Just hold on. So wait. Okay, so sorry, there's a slight change that we need to make. So here Stanley Medical College General Surgery has moved up to what ranks? To higher ranks, 758 to a lower closing rank in 2024 round 1. So this is a problem, right? Stanley Medical College General Surgery moving on. Now here you see that last year it closed at 5540 in round 1. 2024 round 1 is this. it closed at 244. So as again somebody was expecting general surgery at 540, it has closed at 244. Similarly, somebody was expecting Keelpark general surgery at 816, this closed at 598. These are state ranks. I also go back and look at all India ranks. When I am looking at all India ranks, what happens? When I am this particular seats might have gone at a slightly higher all India rank. But what we saw was, this was 598 state rank and this was 816 all India rank, 816 state rank last year. So because there is a difference in the all India rank versus state rank, we assume that possibly that is a huge negative shift, but this might get compensated in the further rounds. So leaving a seat in state round 1 or thinking that state round 2 might not give me good options because there is a negative shift may not happen, because all India anyways there will be shifts. Also we did a quite analysis. This is very critical. We will also show you in allotment mapping. 660 candidates have both all India round 1 seats allotted and state round 1 Tamil Nadu seats allotted. 660 candidates. This was in 2023. 2024, there are, this was in 2024, 660 candidates. 2023, this was 580. So which means another 80 odd candidates. Last year only 580 held both AR1 and state R1 seats. Another 80 candidates additional have come in to hold state round 1 seats. It is a negative for state round 1. But all these 80 will anyways take a seat in all India round 2 also. They will try their best in all India round 2 and that will create another shift in addition to whatever shifts already happened. So this any candidate will hold only 1 seat. All these 80 should be bucketed somewhere in all India or state round 1. Only thing is there is a current short period of time where this 80 are holding, additional 80 are holding 2 seats. But in any case, all the 660 might have an option of all India because they are holding all India round 1 seats. Everybody might move. So it is not necessary that this huge shift, negative shift as it is portrayed will also replicate in round 2. Round 2 may not necessarily be like last year, but there might be a movement to round 2. That we need to understand. That is where decisions come in. If you are able to understand these numbers from allotment mapping, you will not panic and will not decide against state round 2 or take any wrong decision saying that there is a negative shift, therefore I will leave all the counselling and go into all India round 2. Such decisions should not be taken. And ideal analysis, we look at the ideal analysis, post this we will move on to allotment mapping. Look at your choice level. There is no point in looking at what has happened to all the other seats primarily. Looking at where a radio closed at this rank, medicine closed at this rank, at the top level these are the ranks. We haven't published any of the course wise closing ranks. We can publish, it may be a 10-minute job, but we haven't published any of the closing ranks. Radio closed at 2200 last year, let us say radio or X course closed at 2200 last year. This year it has closed at 1900. My choices, I am at 4000 rank, has nothing to do with this. Except that the movements of radio seats, individual radio seats will impact you. But otherwise, your 4000 rank, your choices which just closed 500, from 3500 onwards, what were the choices that closed and whether they will be able to, I will be able to get those choices is what you need to decide now. And who is holding these, within this 500 ranks, 3500 to 4000, who are holding these seats, whether they have got other state allotments, that is what matters to you, which means your choices. You have put in 50 choices which are in this rank range. Those choices, what is happening to those choices? That is what is critical. So at your choice level, you decide on what needs to be done. Movement actually happens because of 2 reasons. How will you get your all India round 2 movement? We know that, but again explaining so that we don't go and look at closing ranks of branch wise and then do an analysis. There has been a lot of questions saying give me a seat matrix, seat increase analysis. We can put up a video, will get us views. Seat increase analysis across India of this number to this number seats have analyzed. No use. Movements actually happen because above you were going to fill a choice, some candidate filled a choice and not interested in ending up the same seat. How will you come to know? If this is a vacancy in the next round, you will come to know, or you call up the candidate, you will come to know, or if the state releases an admitted list, you will come to know. All India does not release, so we will have to wait for all India vacancies. Basically, somebody who was allotted and did not join, or joined and resigned. Who was joined and resigned candidate moving on to better opportunities in further rounds. From All India round 1 to state round 1 in other counselings. This is where allotment mapping comes in. It might not tell you whether that candidate has actually moved, but it might give you information on this candidate has gone into this counselling and put in this choice and has been allotted this choice. Now, if the candidate has put in this choice and has been allotted, one, I can try to figure out what his or her primary interest is. General surgery is what he is putting in multiple counsellings. I will be able to figure that out. Second, I will also be able to figure that out from what? I'll also be able to figure that this person might have got a better seat in state, so that choice that I have, which this person took above me, might be vacant for the next rounds. In All India round 2 may not be a big decision to make, but All India round 3, state round 2, All India round 3 or state round 3, this is a big decision to make, knowing that my higher choice taking candidate is moving on to this state or has an estimated, has filled in choices and might move on to that state. That is what allotment mapping helps in, and that is a comprehensive tool to get that done. Use data for decisions. Consider upgradation of rounds. Karnataka does not have round 2 to round 3 upgradation. So 2023 round 3 data might not be relevant. I know that I will look at only round 2 till to Karnataka unless I want to take a risk. I will not take a risk saying that I will go for Karnataka All India stray round, because All India stray round there is one general surgery seat that was allotted last year. So definitely I will also get that. You guys are saying that you won't, I won't get it. That is a risk. Look at round 3, take the best decision, but if you want to take a risk, knowing the risk that if not for that particular seat you are going for the next year, then that is fine. Otherwise, take a strong decision based on the upgradable rounds. Primary data is in this counselling. I am interested in All India round 1 counselling. In this particular counselling, All India round 1 counselling, I am rank 4000. My only concern is all candidates above me. 3999. The lower rank candidates don't concern me at all. The closing ranks of any choice below my seat, unless I am interested in it again, very rare case. But all this 3999 are my concern. What are they doing? Have they got alternate options? Will they leave a seat? What are their interests? This is my primary concern. That is what allotment mapping will try to give you as much as possible, to the extent that is available online. Not everything under the sun, but whatever is available, we try to get that for any candidate above your rank, and primarily within this 3999. I am not interested in radio. I don't care about all the radio takers, but it might impact me, because if there are lower, you are interested in medicine, a medicine candidate moves to radio, then that impacts you. But my primary concern is, if I am interested in medicine, what are all the medicine choice takers in All India round 1, what have they done till All India round 2 starts, or after All India round 2, after All India state round 2, etc. What are they doing? For candidates above my rank who hold my preferred seats, primarily that is what your concern is, even though the other things may affect, what are their alternate options? And for my preferred choices primarily is what we need to look at. This is what we will do in allotment mapping. So primarily what we are saying is, look at the rules. Like we mentioned, please look at the rules over here. Like what are the factors? These all noted down for each one page for each counselling that you are participating in, all that is required to keep referring to, and it is available in the rules. We don't know what rules you are going to look at, but whatever you want listed down in one page for a particular counselling, and have an analysis of what other candidates above your rank are allotted. Now all of this we did not pick it out from any private information. We are pulling out all the data from the allotment PDFs and giving it to you. So what you ideally will do is, for this, if you are rank 4000 and you want to look at 3500 to 4000, I have 50 choices which closed within this rank range. Now for this 50 choices, one of those choices is MD Pediatrics in X Institute, and this was taken by 3672. Now I want to know what 3672 is doing. I will go to the state PDF of round 1. I will look at Maharashtra and search for this particular candidate. 3672 has been allotted. He or she might not even be a Maharashtra candidate. I will have to look at 29 PDFs of all the state counsellings, and I will have to figure out 3672 has taken in Tamil Nadu, they have taken a seat, and the candidate was also eligible for Karnataka. In these two state counsellings, 3672 has taken a seat. Where is it available? In PDFs it is available. You have to go through all the PDFs, map the All India ranks. This is possible the same thing what the allotments are, we have put it into allotment mapping, and if you enter 3672, you get the data. That is what we have done. And against all these choices in a filterable format, what would take 3-4 days, 5 days, you will be able to get it in 4-5 seconds for every cut that you want. That we will take you through now. So that will be very, very critical. How you need to view allotment mapping is, one, look at a primary counselling. Now what will be the primary counselling usually now is my All India Round 2. And allotment mapping is actually beneficial not only if you are attending one counselling, but if you are attending a state counselling and you want candidates above you, it will be beneficial if you think that it will be beneficial for you if candidates move on to All India. Even then you can look at allotment mapping and see whether they are going to move to All India. Your choices won't depend on that, but still you will know the movements. Now primary counselling usually at this stage possibly is All India Round 2 is what we are looking at, right? So my primary counselling is All India Round 1 and what happened to all those candidates above me in All India Round 1. I want to know out of those candidates who are participating in All India Round 1, what happened to their allotments in all the other states, and whether they have taken seats, not taken seats, they might continue. This I have to estimate. For estimating, data is provided under allotment mapping. Allotment mapping does not give you any decision. You will have to take the decisions, but you can estimate instead of going through 4 days. Currently it might not look like a long period of time. All India Round 2, it is very, very critical because you will have to immediately take a decision. You will have 2-3 days to take a decision, etc. At that stage, Round 2, Round 3, this is very critical. You go through allotment mapping now itself, it will be beneficial. So this primary counselling I will take and I will map against, I will go to Karnataka and check whether this candidate has come in. All of this together will be available. You don't need to select individually. Karnataka, TN, Maharashtra, whether this candidate above my rank 3672, what all were their options. Similarly, if I want to look at all general surgery takers above my rank, where all they have gone. Because I missed those choices, will those choices come back? I can estimate. Estimation also we will leave it to you, but we will give you data saying this person has been allotted, whether they come in or not, you can estimate. So this is allotment mapping. The primary counselling here is All India Round 1 and the secondary counselling it will be mapped to is all counsellings. So 3672 has got the seat in All India Counselling, what all allotments they have in all the other counsellings or the secondary counsellings, here you can filter out on counsellings too. We will take you through that part in a while. So we will get through the All India demo, just hold on for a few minutes, 1-2 minutes, we will switch on to the laptop mode and we will take you through the demo directly through the laptop. This will be very beneficial. If you are just joining now too, the demo will be sufficient, but if you are watching it through a later session basically which is on ZyNerd or YouTube, that just let us know in case you have any queries on allotment mapping. We will help you out, but we might not be able to take decisions, we might just be able to help you out on how to use the tool. We will move on to the laptop part.